It's Conduit News Radio with Paul Harrell.
I want to welcome back to the program. We got State Representative Dwight Tosh is on the phone from District 52. Dwight, how are you?
Good morning, Paul. I'm doing great. Thanks.
Remind everybody, District 52, it's a pretty big district.
Yes, sir, it is. Geographically, it's one of the biggest ones in the state for a House representative. I cover the southern part of Craighead County, almost all of Poinsett County, with the exception of Truman and Lepanto. Then I cross over into Jackson County, where I cover Amigan, Beattyville, Grubb, Swift, and Tuckerman. Then, Paul, I go on over into Independence County, where I cover the northern part of it, Cord and Charlotte, and all the way over to the other side of 167 north of Batesville.
Wow, it is a good one, or a big one, and you do a good job of knowing the boundaries for your district. So tell us real quick, State Representative Dwight Tosh, how do you think the session's going so far? We've had some good things. I think we've also had some bad things. What do you think?
I think you're exactly right. I think we have had some good things, and I know personally that, I've been busy with a lot of legislation, and of course this is my first year to actually chair a committee, and I just didn't realize how time consuming that was, and sometimes how overwhelming it can be, but I thoroughly enjoyed it and appreciative of the opportunity that, to be entrusted with that responsibility. But my bills personally that I've ran, I guess the one that I've enjoyed the most, or I've enjoyed all of them, but the one that I'm really the most proudest of is the one where we actually transferred it was temporary legislation where we moved the Community of Corrections abandoned building there at Pine Bluff and converted that over to the veterans group for them to have a place to house our veterans, and that's a nonprofit organization, Paul. So it's no cost to the state. Matter of fact, actually, when we made that transfer, it actually was an immediate savings to the state of $200,000, because that's what we were paying just for the maintenance to keep the lights on at that abandoned building, because the inmates there had been moved to Crittenden County. I believe it was back in 2015. So to be able to take that abandoned facility and to be able to turn around and to have a nonprofit organization like this veterans group come in and set up a place to, we've got, I think the numbers, if I'm correct, was like 1,200 veterans in the Department of Corrections. And so when they get ready to make a reentry into society, they'll have a place to go to adjust. Veterans returning from the war zone or having problems with some type of dependency, they'll have a place to go. And just our veterans that are out here in cardboard boxes, they've got a place now to go for a shelter. So I guess that bill was the most exciting one for me. And, I was really thrilled to be able to get that one through.
Now, you're the chairman of, is it state agencies?
Yes, sir. I'm the chair of state agencies, and you've been around the Capitol quite a bit, and you know that some committees just seem to, there's a lot of legislation that's assigned to those committees, and of course, state agencies is one of those committees that has an extremely high volume of bills that are assigned to it, and but we've been moving pretty good. We've been meeting in the mornings, and then we'll turn around and meet again in the afternoons upon adjournment to try to keep our agenda caught up. And so far, so good, because we, state agencies had a lot of additional stuff other than just a regular agenda. That's where the transformation bill came, and also it's the state agencies that narrows down and adheres to constitutional amendments that we refer out to the voters, and we're still working through that process and trying to think what else. I mean, but that's added to that committee. But we got a great committee, and I've really enjoyed it.
You're also on the House Judiciary Committee. There was a bill, I believe you were in support of, Richard Womack's bill, House Bill 1690. I think it's 95. Anyway, it didn't run it didn't run yesterday. What are your thoughts on that about gun-free zones?
Well, it's actually the House Bill 1690. Well, you may be right. I think it was 94, but anyway.
Yeah, 94. Yeah.
Yes, sir. You're right. I did support that bill, and Representative Womack, I had visited with him. He's also serves with me on state agencies, and so we had met the evening before or the afternoon before, and he told me at that time that he was not going to run the bill the next day. He was going to pull it down. I think we had some legislators out. I'm really not sure. He didn't elaborate, but he just made the decision that he was not going to run it the next day. He was just going to come in and pull it down. So I really have not had an opportunity to talk to him since that happened to find out what his plans are as far as moving forward with the bill. I really don't know. We've not had that conversation.
Well, yeah, I think it's not dead yet, but who knows? I'm glad that you're supporting that. I know your constituents too back home are glad to hear those that are listening on KBTM 101.3 News Talk that you're supportive of this idea of eliminating gun-free zones, because that's where all these mass casualties happen. Can you tell us a little bit about your vote on the highway plan? I understand. I'm pretty sure I saw your name on the no column when it came to the tax increases.
You did. Obviously, the bill passed, but I was a no vote, and I've made a promise and told my constituents that that I would not vote for gasoline tax increase, and of course that was included in the funding bill, and just trying to remain true to my word, and that's what I did. I voted no because I was just hoping that we could find the money, and I realize, and I understand our infrastructure is in bad shape, and we need to do something about it, but I just wasn't comfortable raising voting to raise the gasoline and diesel tax.
Dwight Tosh, state representative, I appreciate it, sir, and I appreciate your no vote on that and honoring what you told your constituents. And it's always great to talk to you in the halls, and I appreciate you coming on this morning, sir.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you sometime today around the Capitol.
Okay.
It's always great.
All righty. Thank you, sir. State Representative Dwight Tosh, everybody.